ball. Drop $1,000 on the bar when I said hello. They don't make them like me anymore. Getting dirty with my boys on the bourbon floor. About to put the town on lockdown. Another Friday night with the lights out. They don't make them like me anymore. Getting dirty with my boys on the bourbon floor. Yeah, bourbon legends never die. From the backwoods to the big time. Sipping on my drink like it's holy water. With a little bit of my boys on the bourbon floor. With a little bit of my boys on the bourbon floor. With a little bit of my boys on the bourbon floor.
Good Wednesday evening, everyone. If you're on the West Coast, good Wednesday afternoon still. I'm Bourbon Santa here with Roger, and this is Wednesday night. And you know what that means? It means it's a theme night for the Bourbon Legends.
Yes, it is. Tonight's theme is one of my favorite distilleries. Not for everything that they do, but from most of the stuff. Knob Creek. We're going to talk about a few of the different offerings from Knob Creek. They have a lot. It's also part of the larger Jim Beam group and Suntory group that have a lot of other labels associated with it. But tonight we're just going to focus on Knob Creek itself.
I like Knob Creek. I think everybody that I know likes the Knob Creek number 12, the old blue label. Especially there's somebody in the Bourbon Legends that actually has one signed by a governor, and it was a Knob Creek 12 as well, by the governor of Arkansas, as a matter of fact, to old Mike Brock.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, I'll tell you what, if you haven't been down to um uh, Bourbon
Claremont.
Trail and gone down that way and got to Claremont to the distillery, it is a beautiful campus. Great. They have a nice restaurant in the middle of it because, us Bourbon Legends, we like food and bourbon. So uh, we all sit there and had a little bit of food and bourbon.
The fried chicken was excellent, actually. Yeah, I know you guys didn't get the fried chicken. I got the fried chicken, and it was good.
I got a burger that was just amazing. I couldn't believe it with all the people they had there and how busy it was. It was still just amazing. But it's a great tour. If you ever get a chance to go on the tour, they take you through the old plant. They run you around through everything. And in fact, as part of the process, you can even get through there and get to watch as they bottle a single barrel of the Knob Creek 9 year. And it's done with, and you watch it, you pick out the bottle that you want to do, you put the label on it. This one, when they got done, they waxed the top of it, and I actually had my thumbprint on there. And it's kind of neat because you get to dump the barrel, you get to watch the whole process right there at the distillery. And um, the bourbon at 9 years, 120 proof, is right about the sweet spot. The I know a lot of people like the 100 proof version, which they use a lot in cocktails, things like that. And it's a little bit more of an easier sipper, a little bit easier to approachable. But I really like the 9 year, any of the 9 year selections they have out there for that are around 120 verve. They do very well.
Yeah. What do you think about the Boo Rye Knob Creek? Did you ever buy a bottle of that, or did you make your own? I'm trying to think. You made your own, I
I
believe.
made my own. I did. I used the 9 year. Um, in fact, this bottle right here, 9 year single barrel select, and then a 9 year, excuse me, a 7 year rye single barrel select, and blended them together 50-50, and it was amazing. It in again similar notes, similar things like that, but just a little more on that rye side, that little rye spice that you pick up. No grassy notes or any of those type things, and no minty notes as one of our other people in looks for all the time. But the big thing is with with Knob Creek, I think, is they make a lot of different varieties by doing these single barrel selects that they do. Each store can have their own pick done. You can name it whatever they want. This particular one was done, and it was a store. One of my local stores is called Peach Cobbler, and I truly believe that's a little adding a little suggestion to your head before you drink it, and you go, "Oh, it's supposed to taste a little bit like peach cobbler," and sure enough, get a little peach.
Yeah, the power of suggestion in the bourbon whiskey world is very strong.
Yes, it
Now,
is.
I don't know, when you go up through Kentucky, a lot of people may not know this, but there really is a Knob Creek area there. And Knob Creek was first brought to the market by, do you know, Roger? See if you know. I'm
Uh,
actually giving you a hint right there when I say, do you know? Do you
oh
know
yeah, yeah. The No family,
Booker?
um, Booker
Booker
No.
No. Booker No brought this to market. And Booker was the grandson of James Beam, of Jim, the one who made it as famous as he could there. The Beam family, though, they were distilling long before Jim came around. Jim's just the one that really made it take off. But yeah, Booker, I believe he was a sixth generation uh, Beam family, but he was the first No. So I'm assuming that Booker's mother uh, was Jim's daughter. So
Daughter. Yep, I think
and
that's how it rolls.
and now up there, I believe it's Freddie No is the headmaster distiller, but then his son is involved in it as well, I believe.
Yeah, they get that. There tends to be a lot of that with in bourbon country in Kentucky is the strong labels. They'll keep that family tradition if they're interested, and keep those folks involved in the business because again, the name carries a little bit of it, but they learn very through life lessons and spend a lot of time at the distillery. That's
That's right.
the one thing I
Well,
remember.
normally on Wednesday nights, we have extra special guests here. T. I'm assuming that his show, Live from the Patio, is running over today. If it was up to me, I probably would say that it's Jamie Fortenberry is running the show late, but that's just me.
Really? Really? He's a legend, though. He is a legend.
Well, I don't know if you caught the show tonight, but he was talking about waxing his whole body and getting a Bourbon Legends tattoo somewhere near the exit of his body. And I said, hold on, that trademark that is a copyrighted logo there. So
Yeah, you can't do that unless we
yeah.
approve it, pre-approved
But
location.
speaking of the devil, I do believe that the satellite is working over in Memphis, beaming up into the atmosphere and back down over here. Excuse me, into Arkansas. And let's bring them onto the stage here. Let's see. There's old Wes. What's going on, Wes? Wes, you're
Uh-oh.
muted there, buddy. Let me see if I can unmute you. No, you're the one that's muted over there, buddy.
Try it
Welcome
now.
to Wednesday Night Live.
Yeah.
There you go. There you
All
go. We
right.
can hear you now.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going good, Wes. How are you?
I'm
Is
doing
it-
well.
Is it hot over there in Marion?
Oh, it's getting hot in this room, man. All this abuse they talking about on me over here.
That's that hot air probably coming from your brother over there.
Right?
So what are you guys drinking tonight on the Knob Creek theme? What particular?
Well, me, I've got kind of a special one. I got a store pick, a Knob Creek. It's the single barrel select bourbon. It's 120 proof. I can't see the camera, so I don't know where I'm at here.
You're
But,
pretty good. You're all right.
And then it's got
Can't
this
find it.
awesome sticker on the back.
The Knob Father.
The
There you
Knob
go.
Father.
The
But yeah,
Knob
it's a
Father.
store pick from Olive Branch Packing Store.
Salute. Olive Branch Package
Yeah.
Store.
Well,
It's great store.
I figured everyone tonight was going to have the Knob Creek 12 with that pretty blue label, so I opted to go for the old boy, and I'm going with the Knob Creek 18 year.
Awesome.
And that's a fresh crack, too.
Yeah, it was a fresh crack. I mean, you can see there's not much out of the top of it there. So we're going to get into that and just, guys, you want to crack in and just see what you think. I know Wes has already been drinking over there. That's the advantage to shooting 3 shows in a night. You already start before the rest of us.
Right.
Wes, pass me your bottle. I'm gonna try that bottle.
That's a pretty good bottle.
Where did that voice come from? Like that was from
Right here.
Oh,
Here you go.
There it is. There he is. I thought we were just hearing voices again.
They were just bragging. They were just bragging about this one, and so Marty claimed it was better than the 12 he was drinking on. We'll get the nerd
Oh,
on
wow.
in just a minute.
Terry, are you guys all drinking the same from the same bottle there? Or are you switching up
Oh, yeah.
some? Or
Now I do have my 18 here too, Craig. Mine's not a fresh crack, but
This was a fresh crack.
yeah, this 12 was a fresh crack that the nerd has got over here. But
Yeah,
Very
I,
good.
I was discussing earlier that the 9-year at 120 proof is I don't know, to me is like the quintessential bottle that everybody needs to start out with in their collection.
oh my,
If you can get it, and then you work your way up to the 12 and the 18s, and there's a 15, but it's not released very often. But those 9-year store picks, depending on where they are, and you check it on your palate, they can be amazing.
well, that one right there is fantastic. That Knob Creek is fantastic. Look, if you were going to start a new bourbon wall shelf collection, starting it with a Knob Creek 9, 12,
The rye.
18, the rye, the Burr rye is not a bad way to start a collection.
No, definitely not.
Not at all.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason for the theme tonight, because it's finding things that are attainable by everybody. They're not unicorns. There's something you can find on the shelf, including the 18 now. I started to see the 18 on the shelves for like 159,
Yep.
and there's bottles of it sitting there. But
Well, I'll tell you, I jumped right into that 18 year, and the very first note on it, if you will, not necessarily a note, but boy, I got the Kentucky hug right off that first bat. For a 100 proofer, it drinks a little above the 100 proof level. Either that, or I'm just a softy tonight. So, but it
That's
is
hard to
oaky.
believe.
But me and Roger were talking behind the stage there. He says it's not really in his wheelhouse because it was too oaky. And I'm not picking up overabundance of oak on this myself.
Yeah, for the age, especially.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna bring on another legend over here, though. He got another bottle. He just had me show the bourbon nerd.
Dang, you got me
Marty, what's up, Marty?
up. I got my
Party Marty.
I got my 12. That's what I'm sipping on tonight. I do want to try the new Cask Strength 9-year.
Is that not what that was? That was just the 120.
That's the
that Wes had?
120.
Oh,
They
wow.
got them now. They're over 120s. I'd like to try those.
Olive
Well,
Branch
they're
Packing Store.
uncut and unfiltered. They're uncut
Yeah,
and
yeah.
unfiltered.
I hadn't got a chance to try one of those yet, but I think that'd be pretty good. But
Yeah,
I mean,
any of those store picks that are cast strength, I think even if they're below 120, I think they're going to be very good because they're not going to be. There's no water added to
No
them. It's just
water.
going to
That's
be
right.
what comes out of the barrel.
And I think me and Terry did a blind one time, and I think the 12, 15 was second, maybe 12, 15, and 18.
The rumor is there's going to be a Legends blind on one of these shows. I don't know if it's Thirsty Thursday or on a Wednesday night, but there are some very unique pours coming our way at some point.
That's what the little birdie has whispered.
Sounds great.
The little
Well,
bourbon chicken is what I call it.
Bourbon chicken.
It could be scary though. You know, I mean,
We do have to sign a what is it? Basically a something saying we're not going to sue if we get hurt or something like that.
Indemnification waiver.
Yeah, that's it. A waiver.
I thought maybe he's going to have us do a non-disclosure, but that wouldn't that blow the whole thing. We're all.
I think you got to sign that too. I think you got to sign that one.
it's already been disclosed now. So I mean, what can you do now?
Yeah, I really am. I'm going to do it. I'm taking it to the crime lab in downtown Little Rock and have them analyze all the samples for me before I drink them.
Now, speaking of samples, if you join tomorrow night on Thirsty Thursday Lives, we are going to be giving away our first sample pack, and it's going to be a Wild Turkey products. And you have to be a subscriber to comment. That's how we have it set up. So when you are there, be sure and subscribe if you want to get in on this package of Wild Turkey products. And then on the 31st, we're going to be giving away a I call it super allocated on the Bourbon Legends that night. And we're going to have some real banger pours sampled up and divvied out for everybody. So need to be sure and tune in and subscribe to that. So that way you can get in on the drawing or the raffle, if you will, or the giveaway. I shouldn't call it giveaway. So anything.
When are we giving away the King of Kentucky? That was the thing.
Wow.
Wes visited over there. He was so
Every
disappointed.
time.
He thought that King Kentucky was going to be shared at the bottle share, but
One
he's actually
day.
been crying about it.
One day.
One day.
Wow.
I tell you
man,
what, that
this
barrel
thing
I
is-
had of yours was really good.
What's that?
That barrel I had of yours was really good. That pour we had from upstairs.
Yeah,
Look how big Wes did,
that's
man.
coming along quite nice.
Yes, it is.
The hidden barrels.
The hidden barrels. Yes.
Yeah.
He's talking about the donuts upstairs.
Yep, the donuts.
Yeah,
100%.
the donuts. So what are you guys getting on your pours? On this 18 year, after it's opened up for 20 minutes, I'm getting a lot of caramel on it. I mean,
Same.
you can't beat caramel, vanilla. Not getting much of anything else but caramel, but I'll take caramel any day.
Yeah, I get the caramel vanilla on this, and there was a hint of cherry on this, like a dark cherry.
Okay.
And again, when we first got it, we got 2 bottles of each one. Me and my buddy that got it done. This is the last bottle, and I picked up the cherry note on the first one, and I pick it still up on this bottle. I don't pick it up on every Knob Creek 9 I've ever opened, but I mean on this particular bottle that we did distillery. Now this was done in, believe it or not, 2019 is when we put that in the bottle. So it's had a few years in the bottle as well as a few years in the barrel.
Well, does it taste better when you bottle your own?
To me, I think it's more the experience, the whole thing. I enjoy it a lot more. I've done it at Heaven Hill with quite a few of their products. They have some that are set up directly and only for the bottle your own program. I've done it at Michter's a few times, and they've got a tap machine that pours it out into cast strength. Everybody getting pretty much the same thing. This is just more of an interesting thing just because we got to dump the barrel, watch it load into the system, watch it get bottled, and then drink it. Because when we were there, we were the early tour, and they hadn't poured a barrel in yet, and so we got to dump this whole barrel in there so that we could use it. So it was they called it 120 proof at the time. That's how they have it labeled, but honestly, it came straight from the barrel. So I don't even know what the proof ended up being, but that's how they labeled it at the time, so they get by the TTB rules.
I've often noticed that when I'm in a rick house, it's kind of like catching a fish on the bank and frying it up. It tastes better. Uh,
Yes.
when you're there in the rick house and you have all your senses, sight, the sound of the rick house, of course, the smell. Uh, I think it just heightens the taste. I heard one time somebody say never really want to do a store pick uh, in a rick house. You don't want to do your pick there. And I have to say I believe that because this past year I was in Bardstown. We went to Peerless and we got to drink directly out of a barrel. They drilled it, tapped it, poured us all up a drink. And by gosh, that was the best bourbon we had all weekend there. And then about 3 or 4 months later, when it actually hit the market, I ended up buying 3 bottles. And when I cracked it open, I remember it didn't taste quite as the same as it did from, when we were inside the rick house there. So it was still good, just not. It was just that whole experience of it just really took it over the top.
Yeah, I totally agree. The Rick House, the barrel rooms at a winery, any of those have that oak smell that just permeates through it, and it will skew what you're tasting in the glass because you're having all those. You're basically on sensory overload. You've got 100,000 barrels around you, or 40,000 barrels, and you're just in heaven. But honestly, I think it's still, if you have the chance to do a tasting in a rick house, it is an experience. It's
Oh,
definitely an
there's
experience.
nothing better. I mean, ask Wes. He got to try those donuts last weekend. See, and
Yeah.
he's still talking about it.
Oh, so I got a question. How do y'all think Knob Creek stacks up against Jack Daniel's, price included and stuff?
Uh, Honestly, I think they're all trying to stay competitive on that level. Keeping that $59, $49 to $59 level on that entry fee on the Knob Creeks and the 9 years. The 12 year starts to pop up. It stays. You can get it for about $69. And with the FOMO that goes around the Jack Daniels, you can't buy a 12-year Jack Daniels for $69 very often. So I think unfortunately they get hit by the fact that they don't produce as much. Maybe in the future, if they start producing more, it might be more of a competitive thing. But I think for as far as numbers go, I think Knob Creek wins as far as price wise.
I would have to say I would agree with that, and also, some of these purists out there, they would say that Jack Daniels is not a bourbon; it's just a whiskey. Where this is a bourbon, so I don't know if that means anything. It doesn't really mean anything to me. It's all made the same, whether you run it through a charcoal layer or not. Uh, you know, bourbon is
Yeah.
bourbon, and whiskey is whiskey, and bourbon is whiskey, and whiskey is just not necessarily bourbon. But Jack Daniels definitely has the name recognition over in Knob Creek. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. You older bottles of Jack Daniels, the barrel proofs, and all those will sell a lot quicker than the Knob Creek. But again, as far as a good budget pour to grab and keeping in a nice range, you can't beat the Knob Creek because again, the age to it and the care that goes into that bottle.
Well, I noticed when the 12 popped out, the Jack Daniels 12 popped out, and they sold out so fast and they moved so quick that a lot of these liquor stores were saying, "Hey, try this Knob Creek 12," and they said it's for the price, it's as good if not better for the price.
But you can definitely, excuse me, right now most liquor stores are pretty wealthy with Knob 12. I remember a couple of years ago, Knob 12 around here at least was on the allocated list. It was pretty difficult to find, but it seems like the production's been ramped up, or distribution at least. So definitely easier to find than the Jack 12 for sure.
Yeah, and again, I think eventually Jack Daniel's trying to get caught up with that. I think it's hard to do when you haven't had that product for that many years, and then you put it on the market, and everybody just there's a whole different subset of folks that are Jack Daniel's fans. You know what I mean? That don't drink anything but Jack Daniel's, and that's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I
Again,
can
you don't
tell
get
you
that
this.
banana though.
I can tell you this: all three of us that you see on here right now, we don't limit just to one brand of bourbon, do we, guys?
No.
Not at all.
At that bottle share last weekend that I hosted, I really don't know how many we had. Never really had two in a row, though. You know, we had at least probably 15 or more pours of different calibers, proofs, price ranges. You know, so
Yeah, that was a fun time. That's the thing that I would always suggest is anybody out there that has a small group that everybody has a little bourbon group, do a share, limit the pour to half an ounce per bottle, so you can get that nice taste of it and a nice sip of it. But it's always good to taste around because you never know what you're missing. You might have something and you find somebody else has it and you really fall in love with it.
Oh yeah, I had one of those at Craig's. I had one of those, that Rare Perfection 15. I was just fell in love with that.
Yeah, I might have a bottle of that over there.
that's a good bottle. The 14's not shabby either.
No, neither of those Rare Perfections, and those are Canadian light whiskeys. I mean, or Canadian whiskeys, but still the way that they're done and the way that they're put together, it's just hard to beat. But
So, Wes, I have a question for you. You're not thinking about going with your brother over there to be all skinned, uh, smooth shaven and waxed and plucked and all that, are you?
Show him, Jamie. Show him what it looks like,
Show
Father
what it looks like,
Fortenberry.
David. Oh, look at that. The
That's right.
shine.
Woo, look at that egg.
Shine.
That's a shiny egg over there, buddy.
Mhm.
I know Wes has hair. I saw it last week
Yeah.
unless he's got it cut. Yeah, he got a little bit up there.
Not much.
yeah.
Boy, I have to
Oh, we
tell
got
you
to
what.
take
Hey,
care of that.
I do have a
He
question.
just ain't fired it before it quit.
Who is older? Is Jamie older than you?
No, I'm
Wes?
noticed. I'm
You're,
noticed.
you're
Damn.
older. Well, I'll tell you what. You're damn better looking one too. I'll just tell you.
Thank you.
I didn't know.
Was
I
it-
mean, I saw a little gray in your beard there, and I thought that maybe you may be older. But then again, knowing how vain Jamie is, I thought he might be going to the salon and getting that dye job. I didn't know.
Well, no telling what my color of my beard will be before we're done here.
Well, and before I forget, I want to say a shout out to my unofficial sponsors, Wild Turkey and Old Dominic. Anytime they want to send me a bottle, they can. Knob Creek, you're welcome to too. And then also to let you guys know, Craig doesn't know this, but Bruzel will be dropping a video tomorrow, and one of the bourbon legends, myself, will probably be on there. From what I understand, I've got someone that gets the Patreon for them get a little preview of it. So
Yeah, I'm a Patreon. I have a preview of it. I noticed that you might.
Did you laugh at me
may
a
or
lot?
may not been there. I haven't seen it yet. I knew you were on it, but I just haven't.
Yeah, I understand I'm on it. I just how much
Well,
I don't know.
Since we're talking about Bruzel and the what did he call it? The Rooster Run? Is that what it
Oh
was?
yeah.
So I'll give you this a little backdoor information here. Maybe I should save it for the Discord chat afterwards. But I'll try to keep it clean. Roger wanted me to come down to Little Rock and help find Bruzel, and I was making donuts that morning. And I didn't really have time to run down there, so we kind of schemed on where he would be driving through to get to the next liquor store there. And anyway, Roger found them at the Hardee's, chowing down on a sausage biscuit and a Diet Coke or something. But anyway, I told Roger, I said, Roger, you need to walk in there with the phone, with your rooster on the phone, because that was the deal. You had to have a rooster. Show them a rooster, you'd get some merchandise. And I said, walk in there filming and say, cock-a-doodle-doo. I got your rooster right here.
But instead, I didn't film it. I just walked into the Hardee's. There's about 10 people around there, and he had just sat down to eat. And I went, hey, anybody here seen my rooster? And he immediately waved me over and said, he's with me. Come on over. So he was really nice, really good to talk to. A lot of people have their thoughts or whatever, but I think he's just a super nice guy. But it was fun. I think the whole idea was pretty good with that media campaign. There was a lot of people around Little Rock that hunted it up later on that afternoon.
Oh yeah,
because it was all over our local network. So, and he did give away a lot of bottles.
Nothing is better than free whiskey, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Roger, you're all over it. I'm pulling it up now. Look at it. There's Roger
with his t-shirt and Terry on,
and got the Bourbon Legend shirt.
Yeah, I mentioned the Bourbon Legends a couple of times. So, yeah,
we're trying to get Roger a promotion here.
I'm getting out there. I'm gonna get out there on it. Old Dominic. If you guys want to do another rooster run, me and Craig will show you how to do a rooster run too. We can do it.
You talking about that time over in Memphis? We hit 22 stores, I believe.
Yeah. Well, it was 27.
27.
Why
What's five? What's five when you're already
What's five
in
more,
the
yeah.
20s?
Yeah. Some of those we don't want to stay at, but it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to end up on the edit room floor, Terry, or not, but apparently I didn't.
Well, I'm sure Bruce he recognizes a celebrity when he sees one, Roger.
Speaking of celebrities, anybody that shows up tomorrow night, you're going to get to see the Bourbon Legends' own mid-level celebrity.
Chill Will Rocco.
Chill Will Rocco. ROCCO. He does have a YouTube page. He does not want you to subscribe. So I'm telling you, don't go out and
He has
subscribe.
no videos.
He's got videos. He's got some beautiful videos.
He does?
Oh, yeah. But go out there and don't subscribe to Chill Will
Look
Rocco.
at the legends. Look at this Legends glasses he's
Did he steal those from the bourbon bitch?
But I'll
lay
let
him
you
back
know
down like
that,
you had him, Marty. That
Will is hard at work tonight at the dam and the power plant trying to make sure that we have power over here in Arkansas and that we all have our lights on and our air conditioners on. So, but he will make it in tomorrow. He's going to do a special appearance with us tomorrow and be on the live show. And we're going to discuss what, Craig?
We're going to discuss how the bourbon industry is, whether it's busting or whether it's blooming. And then we're going to have a tasting of some Wild Turkey 8-year.
nice.
And we may even have to compare it to some other turkey products like a Mr. Jimmy's 70th. Just to see how that stands up. I know a lot of people can't find the 8-year right now. We were lucky enough to be blessed with it when we were in Kentucky, so we have our bottles, so we're good to go.
Yeah.
What time are you going to be on?
8:00 tomorrow
We
night.
go 8 Central, 9 Eastern, and don't forget we are going to give away that sample pack of Wild Turkey as well, and there may be 1 2-ounce sample in there of the toasted turkey, which was a donut experiment. I guess I can say that it was Wild Turkey 101 blended with Wild Turkey Rare Breed to a 107 proof, and then put in a highly toasted, non-charred barrel for 6 months. And I do have to say, it's pretty dadgum good.
It's right up there. It's right up there with some of my favorite turkey products. But
That 107 is a good spot too. That 107 sits at a really good spot.
So, which Discord are we on tonight? I'm looking at the Discord here. Is it the bar? Is that where we go tonight? The bar?
Yeah, the bar.
We're gonna be in the bar here just shortly.
Okay.
Yep.
Just like-
But before we do that, I just want to throw one more thing out there, and let me see here. I've got to try to rearrange here. I don't know which one we want to do. That's a good one there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people really don't know, much about Discord. So I want to give them a link to our Patreon. Right
Yep.
there it is. Trying to make it easy for you folks. All you have to do is turn your phone on, hold it there in front of that, and that will get you to the Patreon page, which in turn will get you into the bar there on our Discord page. There's several different tiers that you can join up to get in there and have a drink with us. And I tell you what, it's a no holds barred once you get into the Discord page. We're not
doubt.
airing anything publicly. Who knows? You might hear all about Jamie's orifices once you get over into the Discord. You never know.
Almost guaranteed to.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. I mean, really, to think about that.
And there's going to be more things for Patreon as we go along. We're working with the different levels as far as having with our raffles and our monthly giveaways. They'll have Patreons will get more entries into those monthly drawings and giveaways, and then also they'll get access to merchandise, things like that if they stay for a certain period of time. So we're going to make it fun, and it'll help support us and support the channel.
And
And-
ultimately, our goal is to have fun, socialize, and just be good stewards to the bourbon industry and to each other as well.
Definitely.
Terry, you have any last final thoughts before
Yeah,
we
guys.
head over to Discord?
Bourbon Legends. We're planning a gathering. Craig, we're going to be in Nashville at some point in that so distant future. You guys should definitely plan on joining us, even if it's just for a couple hours. Looks like we may be at Old Glory Distillery too for a little shenanigans. So check us out. Looking forward to it.
Sounds good. Roger, you have anything final thoughts?
Hey, if you want to see my ugly mug, check out Bruzel's video tomorrow that should be dropping during the day. And also,
You looked really
reminder, we're
happy.
gonna be-
You looked really happy, Roger. Just so you know, in the video I just saw.
I was happy. I was going. I kept going on that. It was. I had to go 3 takes on there. The camera messed up the first 2 takes, and I just kept going. I'm go, man. But it was fun, and look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night on Thirsty Thursday.
That's right. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Terry's good to see you again. Roger, as usual, we'll see you guys tomorrow night, hopefully, on the Thirsty Thursday Live. Wes, also Marty was on tonight.
Marty left. He went to go home to get onto the Discord, so he'll be back shortly.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, we'll still say goodbye to him anyway.
And Jamie, cheers to you. We like your bald head.
Yep, Jamie, we can't wait. We can't wait to see your red face without that beard. All right, guys, tune in tomorrow night. It's been a pleasure. Oh, who was Gary?
That was
Was that
Gary.
Gary? No,
What?
Gary was on there.
Hey,
I think Gary was sleeping there for a minute.
I was watching stuff on the YouTube.
He was watching our YouTube.
Yeah, I was.
our YouTube. There we
Yeah.
go.
There we go.
Well, that's
catching
how
up on our
That's how
videos.
you get so many hits on your page. I mean, I know that for a fact.
There's
I
8
look
of
at
us.
it over and over and over, and it's like, man, we've had like 30 views today. Oh, that was all
That's
me.
right. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're signing off. Be legendary, and we will see you later on the Discord, or if not, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Cheers.
Cheers
Cheers,
everyone.
guys.